as one of the top players for Muskegon. Dumps it in. Reed Morrick, the Blackhawk captain, gets it back. Lawrence puts on some pressure, but Teddy Mulgrave able to clear it. Now Ramos turns, lifts it off the glass. It bounces across the Muskegon line, corralled by Ivan Rabkin. Got turned around. He's one of the top NHL Draft Prospects in this game. Backhands the puck out to center. Glove down by Mulgrave. Fed ahead, but no further than the Muskegon line as Bauer Berry, Edmonton Oilers draft pick, sent it the other way. Hawks dump it in. Berry retrieves behind his net. A minute gone in the opening period of Game 5. Clearing attempt kept in by Compton, but couldn't put the puck all the way through to the net. Cleared by Clares. And now dumped diagonally into the corner at Casey's right side. Compton, the leading defensive scorer during the regular, to the side of the net. Goes behind on the backhand, put it in front. No one there in a black sweater to do anything with that. Fired up the ice by Lawrence to Deputy into the Blackhawks zone. Back for Lawrence, a shot. He scores! Tynan Lawrence, the leading scorer during the USHL Clark Cup playoffs, with the low chance on the setup by Deputy. It squeaked through Carter Casey's pads, and at 3:53 of the opening period, the Muskegon Lumberjacks go in front. That is our first stoppage in play, much like Game 1, where the first stoppage was a goal.
Well, Tynan Lawrence is the last guy that you want to leave open, and it starts because Hunter Ramos makes a blind backhanded pass to the middle, thinking that he had Grady Deering trailing for a backdoor tap-in, but he is not. Carter Casey couldn't squeeze his 5-hole tight enough and just squeezed through.
Well, the teams that scored first in Games 1 and 2 in this building did not win Games 1 and 2. Here's Teddy Townsend for the Blackhawks to the offensive zone. 9 goals in the playoffs. Trying to drop it back to Reed Morrick. The pass is taken away. Lawrence back to center. Able to steer one down towards the end boards on a couple of hops. It hits the half wall. The Hawks trying to get it cleared back out, but Rapkin was in the way. Now it's Dylan Compton for Waterloo. From behind his net, the Hawk veteran defenseman up the ice to Morrick. Trying to feed one to McMorrow. Got away, and Stefanik hits a skate. Bogus collects it in the referee's crease. Sent it deep. 6.5 into the opening period. Big hit by Deering, knocking down Berry, but the puck comes out to center. Nestersill looking for Lawrence. Dodged Bogus. Went to the ice. Play continues as Morgan Brady played it behind the net. David Deputy the takeaway. Left wing boards hit from behind by Jete. That's going to be the first penalty of the game. And the Lumberjacks to a power play. Not quite 7 minutes in, already on top, 1-0.
The power plays have also been few and far between. There haven't been many calls throughout this series, so a chance here for Muskegon. They might not get another one throughout the rest of this game.
Well, the face-off won by McMorrow, and Phelan wastes no time clearing it down the length of the ice using the glass.
And this is a situation too, Tim, sorry, that the PK for Waterloo can actually feed off this kill and get them right back into this game.
Deputy gains the line on right wing into the corner for Lawrence. Below the icing line centered. Phelan steals. Hawks maybe thinking shorthanded opportunity here. Phelan leads the rush into the offensive zone. Wrist shot. Gadziev kicks it aside. Puck goes to the end boards, then comes out into the slot. Lunging play by Lawrence to prevent Phelan from getting back to it.
A really strong defensive play by Tynan Lawrence, and also on the back check, getting back to make sure it wasn't going to be a 2-on-1. It turned in what could have been a clear-cut 2-on-1 into a 2-on-2 chance.
Hockey League since 2017. When the Sioux City Musketeers and Chicago Steel got together. Lawrence, who scored the game's first goal, leaves it for Klee left boards, then to the high slot for returning Deputy. Right circle, Rabkin with it, backing up toward the wall. Surveys his options, backpedals toward the corner, side of the net, and it's Klee there. Didn't have an immediate opportunity. Now it bounces into the crease. Stuff attempt. Deputy never got it away, and Lawrence has to get it back on the left board. Power play time is over, but the Lumberjacks still with possession. Lawrence up the wall for Deputy. Kicks it off the kick plate, then out of the corner, back toward the line. Swept away after the neutral zone by McMorrow.
That's an excellent kill by the Waterloo Blackhawks.
Bogus steers it back to Compton. Then to Hawkins. Chips it past Kasiba's way. Tapped it down to the offensive zone as the Hawks change. Halfway through the opening period, 1-0 in favor of Muskegon. Now Galanic, unable to redirect it to the offensive zone. Kasiba trying to turn it quickly the other way and did not find his intended recipient, Townsend. Dexheimer scampers back to his own zone. Barrett Dexheimer banks it to Galanic. 4 assists in the series for him. Headman pass looking for Veyu jumping into the rush. He got a piece of it. That washes out any chance for icing, but the Hawks do take it back and then give it up. Swiped away and now in front. Good save on a chance there for the Lumberjacks. Follow-up try goes wide for Galanic after the initial try by Lawrence. McMorrow shovels it toward the boards and gets a second touch to clear it.
A dangerous chance there again for Tynan Lawrence behind the net, who had a chance to bank it off of Carter Casey.
And cleared this time. It's not going to go for icing. Compton retrieves. The Vancouver area native got the puck up the ice to Huck for a diagonal dump in. Ty Mason after it there. Lifted it toward the corner, knocked away, and recovered by Lawrence. Lawrence hoists one down toward the Hawks zone, chased by Stewart, curling along the wall, drops it back Lawrence's way. He somehow got possession of that, but not for long, and it's nudged out to neutral ice by Mason with an all-out effort.
What a play by Ty Mason to get that puck out.
Now Rabkin with a pass, deflected, came right to Lawrence. Couldn't get it deep though, cut off by Compton. And for Bogus. Back to the
step up. He had a big play in game one for the first goal of this series and now scores one of the biggest goals of this series. What a shot.
So the Blackhawks find themselves in a 2-0 hole with just under 6 minutes left to go in the first period. They're out shooting Muskegon 7-5, but the Lumberjacks have scored on 2 of those 5 chances as Mulgrave tries to keep this away from Deputy. He does, but it's swiped by Veyu. Turns into the corner on right wing, then back for Rabkin. A shot gloved by Casey with 5:36 to play in the first.
But Nestor still with a good read.
Townsend couldn't keep it in. Lawrence the takeaway. Taking time, and Lawrence will wing it wide of the Blackhawk net. Stefanik trying to tie it up in the corner. 3 Blackhawks surrounding him. It's Brendan McMorrow who takes it away. Former National Team Development Program forward. McMorrow to the offensive zone as the Lumberjack fell down, but it worked out because Dexheimer was just in the right spot to take the puck and clear it once again.
Just a little bit too much there for Brendan McMorrow. One thing that Waterloo can't do.
Blackhawk net, but a Hawks 3 pass there with no one in an attacking position. Jete back to the offensive zone, shovels it toward the left wing corner. Deering got turned around by Veyu, and now it's Nestrasil for the Lumberjacks. Vaslav Nestrasil given a lane on right wing. Played it to Lawrence, firing, fought off by Casey on his blocker side. Deering for Mulgrave. Scored 9 goals during the regular season. The big defenseman lumbers into the right wing corner. Centered one that didn't get out in front. Dabatilla chases it down on the opposite wall. Spun it toward the left wing circle. Huck nudging it toward the goal. It's smothered by Godziev.
Read down it.
Now it's Jete. Dropping it back to his own zone. 40 seconds into the second period. Phelan given room, so he'll carry in and roll it into the right corner. Hawks change. Veyu with it for Muskegon. Flies one out to neutral ice. Phelan still out there, bats it down. It was a legal play inside the blue line. Got it to Townsend. And then Brady back up the ice for Townsend again. Turns shy of the line, wings it down into the right corner. It goes counterclockwise around and cleared back out to center by Veyu. Knocked down in the neutral zone by Mulgrave. Veyu has it back again. Looking for Rabkin, who tips it down deep. Casey out of the net. Steers it backhanded up the wall. Townsend nudges it to McMorrow. Forgot the puck. Rabkin took it back. He tries to turn Lawrence loose. Hawks get a break there as it bounced away from the leading postseason scorer in the USHL. Lawrence retreats, and Claire's in front of the benches.
Both teams bobbling the puck a little bit in the neutral. McMorrow, who was loaded for that rebound. Huck had a similar chance just a few minutes ago. Wasn't able to put one in, but this time McMorrow makes sure that finds the back of the net. And we got a hockey game here, Tim.
It's the 7th of the postseason for McMorrow on the move again with a wrist shot wide. Came off the inboards. Townsend collects it back out into the deep slot. Brady on his offhand initially flips one toward the net, deflected off of Muskegon's stick and off the mark. Players got it to Deputy. Muskegon bringing it out. Deputy leads the rush, crossing the line, flips one wide of the Blackhawk goal. Give the second assist on that Blackhawk goal to Ryan Whiterabbit, in addition to the primary assist to Peddle. Here's Townsend, up right wing and into the offensive end. A wrist shot, ricochets wide off of a skate, and then Godziev and Spitznagel both go into the Muskegon net along with the Waterloo Blackhawks' Nick Bogus.
That takes confidence, huh?
Puck came to Rabkin in the circle, couldn't get one through traffic, but now it's Veyu. Out to the left point, McLaughlin avoids a shot blocker, but gives up the puck, and here's Ramos. 3-on-2 if he hurries, on right wing, gains the line, Ramos fires. It's deflected and lands in the right wing corner. Deering gets it back, trying to buy time as the Hawks are changing. He plays it counterclockwise. Townsend is fresh off of a change. Looking to get it back to Peddle. Challenged by Rabkin. They work the wall. Morik comes to find it. He wings one wide of the Lumberjack net. In front, McMorrow a chance, and he lifted it up and out of play. Lumberjacks, that's Shika Godziev and David Deputy. For the Blackhawks, Bradley Walker and Michael Phelan.
That's a program that has a great opportunity to turn things around. They used to be a very strong powerhouse and now in a little bit of a college hockey rebuild, but these players that are out here right now are going to help turn that program around for sure.
Deputy turns through the neutral zone, throws off a check from Townsend. Now buying some time inside the Blackhawk line as reinforcements arrive. Deputy's shot is gloved and held with Lawrence. The Clark Cup playoffs, and now at this point has played more minutes than any USHL goaltender since the United States Hockey League adopted Tier 1 standards ahead of the 2002-03 season. Actually breaking a Tier 1 record set by another former Blackhawk, Stefan Williams, in 2012. Hawks win the draw, and Morik to the red line. Shakes it down into the offensive zone. Godziev juggled it, but Townsend could not get there in time to make anything happen.
That was a little scary. Godziev looked like
shots on net on the other side of the ice. And the faceoff controlled by Morik. Back to Petal. Low shot, missed the net, was tipped. Compton trying to shield the puck and could not get a stick to it. Now it's Lawrence to the Blackhawks, and for a try that goes off of Casey's glove but clears the crossbar. And McMorrow speeds up the ice. 4 against 3, gains the line, drop pass. Townsend shooting, deflected wide. Townsend collects it. A lot of traffic around him, looking for some help from Morik. Pinned to the boards by Barry. Stewart trying to dig it out. Ramos comes to help. Morik trying to move the pile. It comes free. Deering with a shot that was blocked. Compton controls, though, on the wall, right side. Fed it toward the front of the net, but it never got there. Knocked down, and comes back to Compton, then Petal shooting. And that one came up and hit Godziev, who lunges and covers. No, he didn't get on top of it, with Morik chopping at it down on the ice. Hawks reload. Petal, side of the net. Morik put one toward the goal, but that was blocked by Barry. And the puck to the slot with Lawrence, taking it, rolling it to the line, and advancing it as far as the center stripe, so that the Lumberjacks can get a change. Off the draw, shot by Mulgrave, gloved confidently by Godziev.
3 chances like that off 1 faceoff in the offensive zone on the far side, and every single time Godziev's able to swap.
By Muskegon's Stefanik, and the faceoff goes into the corner. Hawkins got it free from Toll, now trying to get some help from Walker to keep possession. Good effort by Lawrence, and it eventually makes it out to center on Stefanik's stick. He comes to the Hawks zone, takes a wrist shot. Casey makes the kneeling save. Less than 4 minutes in from Tynan Lawrence, and then a follow-up with just under 6 minutes left to play in the first period by Jack Christ in transition. The Blackhawks have the lone goal during the second period. Brendan McMorrow capitalizing when a chance came his way, and now the puck's on his stick again. He chips it to the slot, but it hops over Morik's stick and goes to the wall. And Morik trying to repossess the puck, but first it's nudged out to center. Phelan, rink wide for Petal. Shakes it ahead. McMorrow on left wing. Turns away from Toll. Back for Petal. Half slap shot wide. Looking for the tip from Morik. Now Phelan rims it behind the goal. Morik centers one. McMorrow got a stick to it, but not with control. Redirecting it wide. Soft clearing attempt, and still forced out to center by Deputy. He had trouble getting it to settle down, though, and it's dumped in off the glass.
Reed Morik was
of a couple of different lines as it's picked up and carried out to center by Rabkin. Trying to feed Deputy. He does get it off the wall and makes his way toward the left corner, but upended there by McMorrow. Puck shoveled back toward the line. Not out. Long try. Didn't get through for Barry. Petal took a bad step. Gets back up. Clears it. Morik kicks the puck at center. Townsend tracks it down on left wing. Trying to get around Clares. Puck gets away. Townsend gets it back in front. Morik fires. He scores! Reed Morik, the Blackhawk captain.
These 3 have been buzzing all period long. But Teddy Townsend gains a step on Clares, who hesitates for 1 second whether or not he should step up and separate the man from the puck. He allows Townsend to burn him wide. Reed Morik is banging on his stick, letting Townsend know he is in the slot, and Townsend has the wherewithal to find him right on the tape. Morik doesn't get a whole lot out of it, but he puts it every time Waterloo has the puck in the offensive zone.
Here's Compton. High slotted drive is blocked by Toll, who got control and cleared it. Should be icing if Compton can win the race, but Lawrence gets there, and it's a washout, but Compton ultimately does win the puck. Failed to clear. Rimmed back behind the Hawk net clockwise. Huck with time, running out of time, avoids Sanderson. Gets some help from Petal. It's back to center, but Lawrence turns right back in. A wrist shot. Fought off by Casey, hopped out of his glove. Huck plays it to the wall, and now it's flipped up to center. Mason trying to track it down. Drop pass for Huck. Swoops through the left circle. In front, just missed Mason. Compton winds, fakes, gives it to McMorrow. Here's his wrist shot, blocked up out of play. Of the Clark Cup final, starting the Blackhawk rally in the second period. Unable to win the draw away from Lawrence. He's had a great postseason. 18 points. It's the most for any player in the USHL postseason since Dan Lebowski of the Tri-City Storm back in 2016, and Lawrence can tie him with one more point in this game. Deputy, meanwhile, down to the Hawks zone, wrapped up by the Hawks Mulgrave, and Morick takes the puck for Waterloo, looking for McMorrow. Rabkin took it away, couldn't get a shot off, and Morick turns out to center, forgot the puck for a moment in front of the Blackhawk bench. McMorrow advanced it and was able to get it into the zone so the Hawks could change. Lawrence stops quickly, avoids McMorrow, then clicks with Radovojevic for a dump in. It goes clocking from the oncoming Carter Sanderson. Now it's Hawkins, 1 against 2 into the offensive zone, shooting, and Godziev made the save. It sprang off of him.
What a chance there by Keaton Hawkins.
And Morick a takeaway, left wing corner, drops it back, pedal, half slap shot, tip, sharp angle try, loose in the crease, and somehow Godziev got on top of it with the puck lying just inches from the goal line.
The goal line, the puck is 2 inches away from crossing the goal line. Watch 13 and white tie the stick up right there of Caden Hawkins to keep that puck out of the net. That is a game-saving stop from Danny Clares, and North Clares just made. Could have been a slash. He knocks that stick right out of Hawkins' hands.
McMorrow wins the draw. Morick fires, and it looked like Godziev got a piece of
point. The Blackhawks will find a way to break through.
Yeah, do you prefer in this situation, Johnny, to be the team chasing or the team with the lead as Morick takes one away? We'll get your answer in a moment. Here's Morick, give and go in front, centering feed, goes just wide for Townsend. Lawrence for the Lumberjacks. Brings it back to the line, avoided McMorrow, then Deputy lost it to McMorrow. Dexheimer there to get it back. It's Rabkin, feathering one ahead. Lumberjacks have to let it go deep. Might have been offside. On in the third. Muskegon 3, Waterloo 2 as the faceoff won by Stefanik, and the puck sent up the boards by Barry. Does make it out to center. Ramos forced to turn by Lawrence. Uses the end wall, banking it to Morgan Brady. Then Jete nearly gave it up to Christ, who's got 2 goals, including the go-ahead score. Clares, meanwhile, back in his own zone for Spitznagel. Flew it out to center and finding Christ, but cut off by Mulgrave. Now it is Teddy Mulgrave for Waterloo, coming up left wing, given some space at least as far as the red line into the offensive end. Mulgrave put it in front. Godziev steers it to the end boards. Deering's hit by a high stick, and they'll have the first power play since the instructions. Clean face-off win. Deering to Townsend, setting up Compton. Back for Townsend. A blast. It was blocked. He collects the rolling puck, gets it back to Compton. The Hawks stay in formation. Now McMorrow steers it to Hawkins. Received it on his offhand. He curls towards the wall. Top of the right circle. Back for Compton. Sets up a Hawkins one-timer. It was blocked by Barry. Hawkins recovers it. Back to Compton. Up the wall Hawkins. Then to the deep slot Townsend. Now Compton right point. Shuffles. Back pedals. Put it to the side of the net. Deering trying to get it in front, and it ricocheted to the end wall. Townsend tracking it down there. Worked over by Barry. Got it back for Deering. Missed McMorrow, but Hawkins has it. 1:15 on the power play. Hawkins nearly ran into his own man. Got it to Compton. Then for Hawkins. Moves in and fires. It was blocked again by Barry. 2 big shot blocks from Bauer, Barry in that kill. Hawks try to hurry it back in. Compton gains the line. Shields the puck. Left wing boards knocked down by Lawrence. McMorrow there to help out. Then ran into Lawrence himself. Compton gets back into the play. Cut down. Puck pops up into the air. Toll is jostled. Deering pulls it back for Hawkins. Fires it wide. And then Godziev flips it into the corner. Hawkins with 45 seconds on the power play across the slot on his forehand shooting. It was deflected. Went to the end boards. Chopped at by Nestrasil. Hawkins there to keep it in for Townsend right point. Then McMorrow had it stripped away. Unable to get it back, but Hawkins keeps a clearing attempt in. Drop pass. Townsend overskated it. Compton kicked it to keep it in. Then for Townsend, moves in and fires. It's blocked. Puck is loose, and the Lumberjacks clear it.
So many block shots, so many chances to clear.
Ramos plays it clockwise behind his net for Bogus. Reversed it counterclockwise, stolen by Lawrence. Shoots, saved by Casey. Rebound off of him to the boards at his left. McMorrow used the glass to clear it. Sanderson dumps it back into the corner diagonally. Under 9 minutes left to go in the third. 3-2 Muskegon. And near the Hawk blue line. Puck does get out to center. Van Blaricom tried to send it back in, but Brady was in the way. And now it's Jete for Waterloo. Chase Jete, a long chance that trickled toward the net, and it's
hit that clock, hoping it winds down each time you get on and off the ice. But Waterloo continues to press. I do have to give credit, though, to Muskegon, who's done a great job since killing off that power play.
Tynan Lawrence batting at the puck, didn't get it out. Jete capped it in across the ice. Ramos fires, he scores! Hunter Ramos, who started the season with the Omaha Lancers. He was a Youngstown fan.
The roof almost just exploded. The offensive zone draw is won by the Blackhawks. Chase Jete, after he picks up the puck off of the boards, fires a cross-seam pass to Ramos, who is loaded, catches the pass and lets it.
Was washed out after a challenge by the Blackhawks, and that allowed Waterloo to come back in the second period as Deputy steals a clearing attempt. Long shot, didn't get through. Hawks coming back again in the third on the goal by Ramos after Christ's second. Hawks volley it out to the neutral zone. Veyu turns and fires it up the ice. Rabkin touch pass. Deputy turns away from Morik. Back to the line, trying to shake one ahead. Redden stolen by McMorrow. 3-on-3 up the ice. Got around Deputy, trying to get back to the puck. Veyu reached and took that rolling disc away.
Really strong play by David Deputy to separate his man from the puck because McMorrow was flying.
Here's the dangerous Tynan Lawrence for Barrie left wing boards. Lawrence in the corner, clockwise behind the Hawk goal. Townsend chopping at it. Rabkin got there for Toll. Back behind the Hawk net it goes, and it's Lawrence leaned on by Brady. Puck gets away. Morik steals. The Minnesota State recruit able to bounce it out to center. It rolls right back in, and it's dangerous. Vaslav Nestrasil. In regulation, the Waterloo Blackhawks and Muskegon Lumberjacks tied up at 3, tied up in the series at 2 wins apiece. It is the last night of the Clark Cup playoffs, game 5, as Phelan almost had that one get away under pressure from the dangerous Tynan Lawrence. But the Hawks do get it out to center. A touch pass for Walker, steered away by Veyu. Recovered at center with Phelan, bringing it up the right glass. It comes around counterclockwise for Hawkins. 21 goals during the regular season. Missed Kasiba there with Veyu stepping in. And the Lumberjacks, Sanderson, carrying it right back out. Walker shoulder to shoulder with him. Sanderson to go in the third period. Lawrence swoops from his blue line, wanted to turn up ice quickly. Morik hung with him. It goes rink wide to Deputy now. Back across the width of the ice to Vladivojevic, who did not play in the first 4 games of this series. Now for Deputy at the Blackhawk line. Trying to throw off the check from Phelan. Deputy, 10 goals in the playoffs, but Phelan bottles him up in the corner. Deputy got it off for a try by Rabkin. It's smothered.
The best part about this is, though, Tim, somewhere down there, there's a player and a goal and a moment that is about to be created that these kids will talk about for the rest of their lives, and you want to be on the good side of that story.
Clean face-off winner in his own zone by Morik. Brady lifts it off the glass. McMorrow knocks it down. Now finding Morik, crossing the line, lays it off Townsend left circle, goes across the slot, lost the handle. Rabkin takes it and whiffs on a breakout pass. Now in trouble. McMorrow takes it away, left circle. Couldn't center it initially. It came to the side of the goal and just swept away by the Lumberjacks, so the Deputy can use the glass to clear it.
That was a close one. Got to be careful in the neutral zone with pucks right now and the way you manage it.
McMorrow backhands it into the offensive end. McLaughlin there first. Off the end wall to his defense mate, Veyu. Now Lawrence up the ice. The youngster dodging Deering into the Hawk zone. Backhands it. It rides the rail around the boards. Phelan deftly avoided kicking that one away from himself and gets the puck enough of it at the red line to send it deep with no chance for icing. Here's Teddy Mulgrave for Waterloo coming off the boards and navigating out through the neutral zone. The big defenseman crosses the line for Morik, the Blackhawk captain, shooting right into the glove of Godziev.
All the pressure they have on the Lumberjacks.
Peddle shoots, and the low chance missed the net. And Peddle again has had a hand in all 3 Blackhawk goals, up to 10 points in the playoffs. McMorrow bats one toward the net. It goes wide and behind. By the way, Peddle with 10 points in the postseason after 10 points in the entirety of the regular season. So a very strong finish to his first USHL campaign. Here's Deputy up the ice for the Lumberjacks. Crossing the line to the right circle. Shoots. Casey the save. Rebound up the slot. It pinballs toward the corner. Lawrence gets it back. Banking it out toward the line for Rabkin. Turning and shooting. Casey the save. Now it's Deputy for Muskegon. Right boards. Turns back toward the line. Peddle wraps him up. It's clogged up along the wall at Casey's left, dug out by McMorrow. Here's Morik crisscrossing out to center with Hawk, and it's into overtime. Brady uses the window to clear it. Cut off by Clares. Up ice, it's Lawrence to the offensive end. Tynan Lawrence shooting. That one was blocked. Ended up bouncing wide of the Hawk net. Here's Chase Jete, the overtime hero in game 4. Jete on left wing, gets it to Ramos, got into the zone. Hunter Ramos. A backhanded try off of Godziev's face mask, and it ricochets away.
What a move.
Nestrasil lost it at the line. Here's Ramos one more time. 2-on-3 Ramos. Bottom of the circle, fires, aiming for the short side top corner. Missed the net. It hits the end glass and ricochets back out to center. Now Mulgrave hoists it into before pursuits. Veyu scoops it up the wall. Walker on a change, got a piece of it. Would have been a hand pass had It's been touched by Kasiba. Lawrence comes up the ice the other way, trying to dodge Petal. Fed it down toward the end boards. Lawrence got back to it. Swept off of his stick by Walker. Nudged up the ice. Walker couldn't get it out. It's David Deputy. Losing control of it along the boards. And clear to the line. Now out long. Tried deflected save. Casey. Rebound. Wraparound try. Casey the save at the post to his left. On the wraparound by Rabkin. Hawks clear.
A great chance for Ivan Rabkin to be the overtime hero for the second time in this series, using that lengthy reach.
Rabkin knocks down Petal. Deputy across the slot. In front stop attempt. Save. Casey. He kept it out. And now grappling around the edge of the turn, though, with Huck in an offside position. He banks it into the zone, and the Hawks will work on a change as the Lumberjacks Christ with 2 goals in the game. Drop pass here, gets it back in front. Poke check by Casey, spins it toward the net. Jack Christ has scored. It's a hat trick to win the Clark Cup in overtime. Christ made it 2-0, 3-2, and now 4-3 at 6:01 of overtime. And after just 2 goals in the postseason up until now, Jack Christ delivered.
And at this time, we are presenting the USHL Playoff MVP to Tynan Lawrence.